I'm telling you, baby. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Football for our Saturday afternoon watch-along. And it's Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. And it's Kai Havertz watch. And I hope you are ready to watch what will be an interesting game. I think that ultimately there's no doubt that Bayern Munich will be favourites in this game. And we'll go through the team news in a minute. But I'm looking forward to it. I think that, you know, whether you're a Chelsea fan, a Liverpool fan, Man City fan, Barcelona fan, Real Madrid fan, even a Manchester United fan, or just a Bayern Munich fan, I think that Havertz will be leaving Leverkusen this summer. Where will he go? How will he shine in a player like this? I mean, Leverkusen have done quite well this season, but Havertz won't play. He's injured. Great. Absolutely bloody great. Why has he bottled that then? That makes it an infinitely more difficult game for Leverkusen. Let's have a look at the team news. Sane to sign 5-year deal with Bayern, apparently. Interesting on that one. Let's have a look. What's to play for? The showpiece match today involves Leverkusen, who are chomping at the heels of Mönchengladbach for a place in the Champions League. Leverkusen currently sitting in 5th place, with closed the gap with a 3-1 win over Gladbach a few weeks ago. Okay. Werner starts for Leipzig. I'm just getting you the team news here. Havertz out. There's a big blow for Bayer Leverkusen as star man Kai Havertz misses out with a muscle injury, which he picked up in training this week. So the Leverkusen lineup is Haraki, Bender, Dragovic, Tapsoba, Barabi, I can't even say that name, Aranguez, Emery, Diaby, Alerio and Leon Bailey plays, which is quite interesting. Just one change for Bayern Munich in their 11. Nior, Pavard, Boateng, Alaba, Davies, Kimmich, Goretzka, Koeman, Muller, Gnabry and Lewandowski. So the big news is no Havertz, which is really disappointing. I'm really disappointed about that. Did he miss today so he won't upset Bayern, says Andrew Chow, which may well be the case, to be fair. But if we look at the table in relation to the Bundesliga and how it stands at the moment, let's have a look. German Bundesliga. So Bayern Munich are top by 7 points, clear of Borussia Dortmund at the moment in 2nd place. RB Leipzig are in 3rd place, 2 points behind Dortmund, and Mönchengladbach are in 4th place. 11 points off Bayern Munich, but 4 points off 2nd place Dortmund. Leverkusen are level on points with Mönchengladbach, but I believe Mönchengladbach lost last night. So if Leverkusen could get something here, they would go up into 4th place. Wolfsburg are miles off the pace. So interesting in relation to that. And I think I was right in saying that, yes, Freiburg beating Mönchengladbach 1-0 yesterday. So today's game, you've got Eintracht Frankfurt playing Mainz at half 2. Fortuna Düsseldorf are playing Hoffenheim at half 2. Leipzig are playing Paderborn at half 2. And Dortmund are playing at 5:30 at home to Hertha Berlin, which should be a straightforward win for them. So Havertz has a muscle injury, or does he? So we may be flicking between this game and the Leipzig game, to be honest. Leipzig are playing against Paderborn, who also themselves are a bit crap. We saw them last week, didn't we? They're bottom of the table. Got beaten quite comfortably by Sancho's hat-trick and Dortmund. But, yeah, interesting how Leverkusen can do against Bayern Munich today. Havertz got injured last game, says Tony Garner. Thank you very much. I'm not doing Hot Mic today. No, I told people Hot Mic was a trial, so we've tried it for a couple of games. We might bring it back for future games, but not today. Jack Hansley says he's not 100%. He's 100% not injured. Yeah. Well, score predictions for this one. We're 5 minutes away from kickoff. My score prediction for today is going to be quite a comfortable Bayern Munich result. I'm going to say Bayern Munich to win 3-0. If I'm honest, I think that they'll win quite comfortably. Leverkusen without Havertz are not the same team. But from a Manchester United point of view, it's interesting to watch Leverkusen. If you're a Man United fan, it's interesting to watch Leverkusen. Not Arsenal, you're out of the Europa League, but it's interesting to watch Leverkusen because United will be playing in the Europa League in August if everything goes to plan. And they are a decent team still left in the Europa League, Havertz and them. I respect your opinion more now as a Champions League winner, says Murray. Yes, what a win. I tell you, I'm a bit hungover today, actually. I did have a few beers last night. There's Leon Bailey. He's worth a watch. Good player. Doesn't always start for Leverkusen, but number 31. He's a decent player for them. I quite like that. I quite like him. Very, very fast. They're just showing some clips of him there. I don't know what number he's wearing today because they haven't updated the. He's wearing number 9 here. Have they done the team news properly on the BBC and give us the squad numbers yet? No. Okay. Does anyone know what shirt number Leon Bailey wears? He's number 9. He's a number 9. Okay. He wears number 9. Thank you, Tony Garner. I've just seen it on the screen there as well. So watch out for Leon Bailey. He's a good player. But I don't think that Leverkusen will have the quality to beat Bayern Munich today. Having said that, they're a good team. They're not a one-man team. Havertz is a very good player, but they are a good team. So I think it will be interesting. Bay hat-trick incoming, says Omar. And how many more for Bayern to win the league, says Matthew Larney. Well, they're 7 points clear. And they've got... Let me have a quick look for you. Why am I looking at La Liga? German Bundesliga. There we go. They've got 36 games to play. 34 games to play, actually. 34 games to play. So after today, they've only got 4 more games to play. So they probably need 3 more wins, and they've done it with a 7-point gap. I mean, they're just relentless. They're just relentless, Bayern Munich, to be honest with you. Havertz is not playing, Matthew. Well done. Well done for joining the show late. Havertz is not playing if you're joining the show a little bit late. He's got a muscle injury. I told you he's going to Bayern Munich. And people who say, oh, it wouldn't make any difference, shut up. Like, seriously, Leverkusen could win this game. And if Leverkusen win this game and Dortmund win and Leipzig win, then it closes the gap on the top. And... so 100% Havertz is probably not playing because he's going to Bayern Munich. These things definitely do happen. We will have a timer for you at kickoff. Don't worry about that. That will be kicking in. So you can sink in that way if you want to. But I think Bayern Munich are going to win this one comfortably. Get your score predictions in. Let us know. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, by the way. We're getting close to 156,000 subscribers. Also, if you're interested in watching watch-alongs, obviously, I'm going to go through an image with you in a moment, and we can pick out some of the games that we were definitely doing as a watch-along on this channel when the Premier League comes back. But it's not just the Premier League. We've got other games coming up for you as well. We've got, let me have a look here, football, scores and fixtures. So from Wednesday, we've got La Liga back. Bayern Munich are playing Eintracht Frankfurt on Wednesday, by the way, but I'm not interested in that. What I am interested in is La Liga, which isn't back on Wednesday. I think it's back on Thursday with Sevilla against Real Betis at 9 o'clock English time. And then Friday, they've got Granada, Getafe and Valencia against Levante. And Juventus are playing against AC Milan next Friday night as well in the Coppa Italia. So there's lots and lots of football coming back. La Liga's back next Saturday. Barcelona play their first game back. Napoli are playing Inter Milan on the evening as well. So lots and lots of football coming back. And then, as we know, the following week, we're right into it with the Premier League. But this game's about to kick off. So realistically, this is the last weekend of just German football. It's going to start really kicking in next weekend. You'll get a bit of La Liga, a bit of Serie A back, or, well, the Italian Cup. And then the weekend after that, you've got the Premier League back and everything. So enjoy. The game has just kicked off here. I'll get the timer on for you as well. It is already on. We're already on. And we're into the live comments. Thanks for the super chats and thanks everyone who's subscribing. Please share the video as well. Hi Mark, are you going to watch Borussia Dortmund later? Nah. I'm in training for FIFA Pros because we've got this tournament going on, haven't we? Which you can enter through my FIFA streams. We've got a tournament going on. And Leverkusen have done something quite interesting in their stadium. On the back, they've got like posters which make it look like there are fans there in a very Poundland sort of way. But at least it's something. Can't wait for La Liga, says Brad. But we're up and running here. I just hope Leverkusen can give them a good game. They're going to really miss out on not having having Havertz, of course. But hopefully we'll see from Leverkusen that they're not just a one-man team anyway, and that they can cause problems to Bayern Munich, who are on the attack at the moment. But this is what Bayern Munich do. They will, you know, Havertz out with a suspect muscle injury. No way do I believe that Havertz is out because of that. I don't know what you lot think. He'll be back for the next game. But Bayern Munich on the attack here. I am going to go through some of those Premier League games in a moment, but let's just see how this game settles down. Will United have a picture of Mark in the Stretford end, says Andrew Chow? I'd like to think so, but I don't think it will happen. Sorry, everybody. Let me just sort something out for you. I know people are saying that they can't rewind the stream, so I'll sort that out. Bayern Munich on the attack there, but we've had an offside from a cross from Muller. Okay, if you try and rewind, if you refresh your stream now and try and rewind it, it will work. It was just a setting that was on there, so apologies for that. So we're a few minutes into this game. We're not even in 3 minutes in yet, actually, and it is still 0-0. Bayern Munich having a lot of the ball, as you would expect. No Havertz for Leverkusen. He's got a slight muscle injury. I'll guarantee you he's back in the next game. And I guarantee he will be playing. Are you streaming your pro training? Would like to watch that, says Sam A. What I might do is just put up some highlights of it. So we've started a United Stand FC pro team, and it will be. There's loads of fouls from Bayern Munich going on off the ball here. The refs are corrupt. They really are, aren't they? There's like 2 fouls off the ball from Bayern Munich there, and the ref just lets it go. They get so much. There's so much bias towards Bayern Munich. Kian Fagan, thank you for the contribution. He says, "Great how Sky will be adding fan noise. What do you think?" I think it will. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'm not watching Dortmund today, Hamza. No, I'm not spending half my day watching German football. I went with this game because I thought it would be the better of the two. So yeah, I'm just watching this one. Please subscribe if you're new and share the video. Havertz not playing. Slight muscle injury. He'll play in the last game. He played in the last game. He'll play in the next game. He's off to Bayern Munich. This is how things work. They've got the refs who are biased towards them, and then they buy up all the good players in the league. So it's very hard to win the Bundesliga because Bayern just have all the cards. Score prediction 3-0 to Bayern Munich. But I would love Leverkusen to do something today. But I think without Havertz, it's going to be very, very difficult. Have you decided what career mode you're doing next, says BK? A lot of people want me to do Season 6. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take my time and think about it because there's a few things I would like to do. Good ball out wide there to Leverkusen on the left. That's Leon Bailey, in fact. Don't know what that is. It's not actually a bad ball, but it's a bad bit of control. I was going to say, why don't clubs let you sponsor a mankini, print your face on it, give you money to charity, but would end up with the stands of Fred West, says Murray. You're in your own world, Murray. You're in your own world. Yeah, so we've started a Pro Clubs United Stand FC team on FIFA. And we will be. We've had a couple of people asking to play friendlies against us, actually. But yesterday it was just me and Flex for about an hour and a half, just getting used to it, setting up our pros. And then Alvin, who's from United Stand FC Real Team, he was playing with us as well. So we want to get 5 or 6 players, which is why we've got this tournament that's going on Xbox and PS4. The link's in the video description of any FIFA stream on this channel if you want to sign up. The tournament starts next week. And then we're going to be doing a YouTube series against AFTV and DT and everyone like that, playing in a Pro Clubs tournament, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. But also, I think on from that, we'll build out United Stand FC Pro Clubs as well. So really looking forward to it. And I tell you what, I've never played Pro Clubs before. And I was saying this to Flex when we were playing yesterday. It sort of makes the gameplay of FIFA a little bit less relevant because you're playing with all your mates against a load of other people as well. And it's more about the actual game not the FIFA game. It's more about the process of playing FIFA Pro Clubs rather than when you're playing career mode or Ultimate Team on your own and the game can piss you off. So I enjoy it. I think it's good. I've never played it before. I meant let you sponsor faces on the fake people in the stands, but people would fill the stands with notorious people. Yeah, says Murray, exactly. I think it's a good way for clubs to make money though, but I don't think they're going to do it. I think if you said you can have your name, you can have your face on a seat for 20 quid, the clubs could make money, and I think some of the lesser clubs that would be quite good. But this is quite an even start here. Leon Bailey's certainly an interesting player to watch. But as I said, from a United point of view, no Havertz, but we were never getting him anyway. But from a United point of view, Leverkusen are in the Europa League, and I think they're one of the best teams left in the Europa League. So I'm interested to see what they're like as a team. And also, I'm interested to watch number 9, Leon Bailey, for Leverkusen, because he was a player that I really used to like when he was before he went to Leverkusen. And he was sort of touted as being a player that was going to play for England, actually. Remember, just before the World Cup, there was some rumour that he was going to play for England. But he's not really gone up that gear at Leverkusen that everyone expected him to. Does anyone know how old Leon Bailey is now, actually? Dan 11, I think it's a good idea. I did message Webby about it and I said it's a good idea. Here we go. Free kick for Bayern Munich. No, dive. Koeman. Yellow card. What position do I play in pro clubs? Guess in the live comments. You don't even have to be a FIFA watcher. What position do you think I play on pro clubs? He's 22, Leon Bailey. He's 22. Oh, people are very quick today. I didn't realise. We've literally got no delay. When I say 3, you say 4. There you go. Centre, defensive midfield, Luca, well done. And Josh Watkins. If you said centre midfield, you're probably more technically right than the people. I am a CDM, but I do make a lot of bursting runs into the box. In fact, it's good. We were playing a game yesterday. We were 1-0 up, and it went into the last minute, and we were up against some speed merchant on the left wing, and he came running through, and I was the last man because the centre-backs are shit, and I did this slide tackle and just took it off his foot at the last minute. It was either going to be a red or a worldy tackle, and it ended up with a worldy tackle. Flex plays up front, Jacob, and if you've ever seen the videos on the United Stand of United Stand FC when Flex plays, he always scores, but he always misses about 3 chances. Like life, like FIFA Pro Clubs. Leverkusen are into the box. Take your time. Yes! Get in! 1-0 to Leverkusen. Have some of that. Have some of that. Have some of that. Lovely stuff. You can tell who I'm supporting. That's 1-0. Is he offside? He's miles on. He's on. He's got to be on. It's a lovely finish as well. 1-0 to Leverkusen. Although the linesman's flag seemed to go up on the far side. The goal's not been given. It's offside. We're going VAR or what? That looks onside to me. That looks onside to me. Goal! It is a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal for Bayer Leverkusen. 1-0, goal, no offside. The linesman did give it as offside. Fair play to the linesman, because this is the ones where they let it run and then they put their flag up in case it is onside. So it's 1-0 to Leverkusen. Lovely. I'm definitely supporting them. I was supporting them before. Havertz isn't on the bench, Jeremy. No, he's injured. So we're 1-0. I'm just going to change the score for you. Is it me or can I hear a ref whistle incoming from the crowd noise? Says Lee Taylor. I don't know. I don't know, Lee, but we've got a game on here. Everyone's moody because, oh, Havertz isn't playing. And I told you, Leverkusen are not just a one-man team. They're quite good. I'm just going to change the score here. They'll start getting moody now. That's what happens with Bayern Munich. They won't like this. We don't like losing. We don't like being behind. Well, you are behind. You are behind. Havertz is sat there. They're just showing him on the screen now. It's 1-0. 1-0 to Bayer Leverkusen at the moment. Dusseldorf are winning 1-0 as well, if anybody's interested in that. They're playing against Hoffenheim. And Leverkusen are doing really well at the moment, keeping hold of the ball. Impressive. I'm impressed by that. I thought we'd be impressed by Leverkusen, though, to be honest with you. I don't really know any of their players, I've got to be honest. Leon Bailey's probably about it. Bender, that's it. And a corner now. They've had to put it out from the out for a corner there. Leverkusen's goal was scored by the striker Lucas Alario. Jerome Boateng obviously caught out of position again. I'm just waiting for Lewandowski to score, as always, says Sean Lafferty. Well, at the moment, it's a really good start by Leverkusen. No Havertz playing today. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, and smash a like on the video. Havertz has a muscle injury, which I think translates to he's off to Bayern Munich. I'll be back in the next game. Cross coming in from Leverkusen, and I think that's another corner. It's another corner, yeah. And Matthew Larney's got a bet on for both teams to get a penalty. United versus Leverkusen, Europa League final. Trust me, says Andrew Chow. I think they're the two best teams left in it, which is why I think it's an interesting game to keep an eye on if you are a Premier League fan. That's what a crap pass that is. That's a foul. Wyatt says, looks like Havertz will go to Bayern and they'll get Leroy Sané as well. Yeah, and they're already going to win the league. They don't need those sort of players, do they? Bellarabi just late in there on Alphonso Davies. Probably should get a yellow card for that. It was a bit naughty. There will be some La Liga watch-alongs, George. We'll go through that in a little bit. Let's just get settled into this game at the moment because it's an interesting one. An early goal from Leverkusen makes it exciting. But here is a cutback. Good clearance there, well read from Muller's cross. So it's a corner now for Bayern Munich. Nice to see a decision go against Bayern, says the Dugout Fan Channel. Yeah, Doug, I hope you're doing well. Nice to hear from you. Love the pizza, Mark, says Tony Gamer. Yeah, if you've not watched Goldbridge Cook's Pizza, it's doing very well. I think that pizza was delicious. I love it, absolutely love it. But it's one of them things. Sometimes food doesn't look as appetising as it tastes. Header straight at the keeper, quite far out, and Leverkusen go with the quick roll out here, quick throw out, and he's took it down well as well, and he's won it. Barabi could have put that in a lot quicker than he did. He should have been looking at number 19 there a little bit quicker. But Leverkusen looking really strong on the break here. 50-50 more or less on possession. Only one shot on goal. And Bayern are struggling at the moment. How's your day been, says Kylian Maher. I had a few beers last night, so a bit hazy in the head. Yeah, good. I like Saturdays. I think it's important on a Saturday to treat it different. Lockdown's been very difficult on everybody, but it's important to try and have your Saturday different. So for me, Saturday will be watching football and then do the 8 o'clock show on the United Stand tonight and then go and watch a film. That's what I do. Last week I watched Ford versus Ferrari. Brilliant film. I watched Knives Out. I've watched quite a good few films. The Gentleman was very good. And I think tonight I'm going to watch a classic, an absolute classic, Tombstone. If you've never seen it, it's the story of Wyatt Earp and Doc Hollywood. Classic Western with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer in it and Michael Biehn. Very, very good film. If you've not seen Tombstone, I'd recommend it. Arsenal will win the league next year, says Harry Osman. United confirmed Lingard 5 years contract extension, Mark. Yeah, of course they did. Of course they did. Tombstone is the best, says Titch. And if I'll tell you what, if you're talking about classic films, I was watching the last 7 minutes of one of the best endings of a film I've probably ever seen. The music, the emotion, the passion. The last 7 minutes of The Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis. It's a great... it's one of those films I wish I could watch. What film would you like to watch with fresh eyes that you just wish you could just watch it again and not know what's going to happen? I think Last of the Mohicans would be one of those films. It's brilliant. The last 7 minutes is absolutely brilliant. Also, Heat. I love Heat. That's a fantastic film. The Departed. It's funny. I saw rants today talking about Godfather 3. I do think that is an underrated film. It's just not as good as the first two, but it completes the story and passes the torch. And it's set a long time after Godfather 1 and 2 as well. The Wolf of Wall Street's very good, Jacob. Yeah, I need to watch that again. I've never watched The Fast and Furious, Tony. It's just not my sort of thing. Heat's a brilliant film. Brilliant. Val Kilmer's in that as well. Good actor, Val Kilmer. Just didn't do as many films as I think he should have done, because he's brilliant in Tombstone. Doc Holliday is absolutely... The way he portrays him is brilliant. And I always quite liked him in Top Gun. I think Iceman's a cool character. I think I've watched Southpaw. Is that the one with Christian Bale in it? Or is that something else? I think that's The Fighter, isn't it? I've seen Pulp Fiction. Joker's a top film. I've had a super chat here. What all stadiums have you been to outside of England, says Anup. Oh, outside of England? Bloody hell. I've been to loads in Ireland. I've been to the Aviva, I've been to to Lansdowne because I lived there. I've been to Crow Park. So I've been to 3 there. I've been to... I can't remember what it's called. It's between Portugal play some games there, but I can't remember whose national team it is. It's near the airport. I've been there. Seen a couple of games there when I was over there. I've been Nou Camp. I've not been Bernabeu. Italy, I've been Milan, San Siro. So I've not been I've not been to, and there's a few more if I think about it, but I've not been to loads, to be fair. I've watched The Last Dance, King. It's one of the best documentaries ever made. Ball over the top there. Bayern struggling to break Leverkusen down at the moment. Watch Normal People, great Irish show, says Abdul Clutch. And breaking news, did you hear Rashford and Bruno are going to Spurs in return for Dele Alli, says Joseph Cahill. He's talking out of his ass. Yeah, we're talking about grounds outside of the UK, Tommy Davies. If I spoke about grounds inside the UK, we'd go longer than the entire watch-along. Are you worried that Chelsea are getting Werner, says Chris H. No, not really. United weren't going to get him, so it's probably better that he goes to Chelsea than Liverpool, which is actually a backhanded comment for Liverpool, because I think if they got Werner, I'd already said I think they'll win the league. Bayern, Kingsley Coman shoots. Blocked, but they're still on the attack with Alphonso Davies. Still Bayern Munich here. Leverkusen have been well organised, to be fair, though. They've not conceded a proper chance yet. But they're moving the ball over quite well. Out wide. Kingsley Coman. Cross comes in. Oh, headed out. Edge of the box. Good tackle by Leon Bailey. And I think Leverkusen will get rid of the ball here. Gone for a throw-in. Bayern isn't safe if Borussia win all their games. They can only have one loss and a draw. Then it will be decided on goal difference, says Kelt Halsland. I think we're a long way from Leverkusen winning this game, Kelt, but I hope that they do. It's been a very good start so far. I've seen the Silence of the Lambs, Suzanne, yet. Ball over the top. Easily dealt with. And we've got a super chat. Favourite place in Dublin, Mark, says Lee McGoran. Probably it's going to be a pub. It would definitely be a pub. I like it around like the Hairy Lemon pub, break for the border, it used to be called. Brilliant bit of defending there. Cross came in, and he's at full stretch, the defender for Leverkusen there, and he cleared it as well. Leverkusen a little bit under pressure at the moment. They could just do with having an out ball, and that is an out ball, but keeper Manuel Neuer is off his line. Mark, have you seen The Silence of the Lambs, says Suzanne? Yes. I've not seen it for a long time. It's a good film though, isn't it? Please share the video if you're watching. There's a share button underneath on Twitter and Facebook. And also subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We are 20 minutes into this Bundesliga watch-along, and it's Leverkusen 1, Bayern Munich 0. I tell you what, thanks to everybody who is watching tonight who also watched the FIFA final last night. We had 13,000 people watching that Champions League final. And it has left me feeling a little bit sad because it was such a long journey to get there. I mean, 79 episodes. I mean, ultimately, my record looks quite good. 5 seasons, 1 Champions League in 5 seasons. This is going to stay in. Bloody hell, Gnabry's got it in the box. Still got it in the box. Lays it off. Good block. But Brian is still in. Good cross into the keeper's arms. So in 5 seasons, I won 3 FA Cups. I won 3 FA Cups. I won 3 FA Cups. A Carabao Cup. A Europa League, a Super Cup, and a Champions League. So 7 trophies in 5 seasons. But I did play 3 Champions League finals in a row, and I lost 2 of them, which was obviously a little bit disappointing. Jordan Vlogs, thanks for the contribution, mate. But when I won it last night, there was a big part of me that thought I didn't feel as satisfied as I thought I would. I almost feel like the game is still, even though I've won the Champions League, I sort of feel like I want to do another Champions League final and win it twice to cancel out the 2 that I lost. But I don't know yet. I haven't made my mind up. I think that doing a lower league career mode or something from a foreign league is still very appealing. So we'll see. We'll see. Mark, on one of your YouTube channels, you've deleted all your videos. Why? Says CG. Which channel's that then, mate? Because I don't know what... I've only got 3 channels. This one, which hasn't deleted all its videos. The United Stand, which hasn't deleted all its videos. And Goldbridge Cooks, which hasn't deleted all its videos. So I don't know which one you're on about. It's probably not one I'm in charge of. But let us know. Tough year 2020. One highlight is your Champions League win, says Andrew Chow. Cross comes in. He's got to be off. He's onside. How did they know? If he's onside there, Lewandowski, how does he miss? He's right in front of the goalkeeper. He sort of bounces it up to his teammate, who heads it back to him, and then he misses. He's got no power on it. Onside, offside, onside. So it was Kingsley Coman who was offside. Not Lewandowski was never offside for either of those chances. But Bayern Munich have gone up a gear here now. It's going to be really difficult. They really are all over them. And offside again. Leverkusen are in trouble a little bit, but they still lead. Harry Ray says, try for the quadruple in Season 6 with the kids. I've watched MLS before, Brandon. I wouldn't say I wouldn't watch it. Nick P, hello. He says, why don't you just do a slower career mode now? Footy's coming back, like once a week vid, so it doesn't become a strain. Oh, yeah, we'll do, mate. I won't stop doing FIFA, but it won't be every day once we get the Premier League back because I need to go. There's no FIFA today, Dr. Wheel. We're just enjoying winning the Champions League. FIFA will be back tomorrow in some way. I don't do Football Index anymore, SG. I ain't done it for a while, actually. I need to have a look at what my thing's doing. Hello, Zed Jamie. Hope you're doing well, mates. And Vandy Candy is obviously a Bayern fan. He says, we're going to win this. Just have patience. To be honest with you, I still think that Bayern will win this game. I just hope that they don't. But they're all over Leverkusen at the moment. But Leverkusen have got something to hold on to. They are 1-0 up. Play on. Ball over the top. Keeper's out. Hard ball for Muller to take. A ball over the top. He took it down, but he didn't take it down that well, and the keeper just pounced and jumped on it. I do like this Bayern Munich kit, by the way. I think Adidas consistently do really nice Bayern Munich kits. Whereas they've done some good United kits, but not consistently. I think Bayern Munich always have good kit. Is Adidas a German sports manufacturer? Alario scored the goal, yeah. Bellarabi's just having a word here a little bit late on Kimmich. Matthew, I'm with you. I'd love to see United keep some of their kits, but it's all about the money, money, money. It's all about the money, money, money. Keepers. Oh, it's going to be 1-1 here. Kingsley Coman. Onside, 1-1. Ball over the top. Crappy goal, really, but he finished it like you would on FIFA. Finesse finish. Picked his spot. It's a shame, really. It's a crap goal to concede because it's a ball over the top and he's just got the pace to get in there, and I don't know what Leverkusen are doing. It's this guy's fault. Loses the ball in a stupid position and there's the ball to slip him through. He's miles onside. Keeper probably should come out. Makes it easy for Koeman to pick his spot. Keeper's got to come out there. Commit yourself. Close the angle. You've got a defender running back with him. Poor goal to concede, really. And it all comes from the Pratt in the midfield. Which is a shame because Leverkusen have started off well. But that goal was coming for Bayern Munich. And it is 1-1. Bloody Pratt. I'm not even the manager of Leverkusen and that would really piss me off. Just don't lose your... When the team's pushing forward and you're the centre midfielder, don't lose the ball because they're going to be in at your back four. Gnabry seems to be quiet in all Bayern's games, says Chris H. Yes, Gnabry's hyped. Gnabry is overhyped. Because Gnabry scored in those games against Spurs, everyone's like, oh, Gnabry's brilliant. You know, it's consistency. You've hit the word on the nail on the head there. Consistency is the king. And that's what makes a great player. And I don't think that he's consistent enough. But I think it's been a good game so far. The right team scored first. But, you know, Bayern Munich are a better team than Leverkusen. You can see that in the team sheet. So you can't be making mistakes. The Dopist says, Mark, what do you think of Leverkusen's goalkeeper, Haradaki? He is Finnish. I think he looks quite good, but I think on that goal he sort of started to come and then he didn't come, and I think he should have come. Where he stands makes it easy for Koeman. Koeman's got so many chances he can whip it, he can dip it over him, he can finesse it round him, which is what he did. I think he needed to come out there and close the angle to slow Koeman down so the centre back could have got at him. Any news about Gomez? Check out Mr. Robot, by the way, says Red Devil. Thank you. And thank you to Jamie Brown Lee, the latest member. For the super chat. When is the United versus Tottenham preview coming out? We're not playing them for 2 weeks. I'm not going to preview it yet. Preview it the week before. Bayern have scored. Yes, it's 1-1. Yellow card here for Amory. Leipzig are 1-0 up as well. Thank you to Vedant. It was a Timo Werner assist on that one. Oh, back's hurting today. Good free kick position here, actually. Kimmich might have a shot. Edge of the box, but not in front of the goal, to the side of the goal, edge of the box. So he could cross it, or he could try and whip a shot in towards the front post. He's gone with the shot, straight at the keeper, well held. Will I watch Barcelona versus Mallorca next Saturday, says Robert Moore. I might do. We're going to have a talk about that in a minute. Please share the video if you're watching. There's a share button underneath, and subscribe bottom right hand corner. Diaby here. Terrible, goes out. I think he was the one who gave the ball away in the middle of the park, actually. Yeah. It was Diaby. He was the Pratt who gave the ball away, and Koeman scored from it. Regards from Costa Rica, says Alejandro. Thank you very much, pal. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well this afternoon. So we've had half an hour here. There is a Leverkusen player down injured, and there's going to be a booking for Lewandowski, who didn't really seem to do much one. Next year, United Stand will have more subs than AFTV, says Andrew Chow. It's not about subscribers on YouTube, though, Andrew. It's about views, isn't it? It's about how many people are watching. Max Yolanda says Diaby's one of their best players, Mark. Yeah, but he's cost them a goal. You know, here's a mini chart show for you, Mark. Says Chelsea starting front three with Werner, since it's agreed he's coming to Chelsea, versus Man United's front three. Says Jester's Vengeance. But I don't know what Chelsea's front three is. I don't think you know what it is yet. Will Ziyech might play where Bruno plays. He's not in our front three, so I can't do it. But I do think Werner's a very good... Look, I said it when Fabinho went to Liverpool. Fantastic player. I wish United had bought him. Timo Werner to Chelsea. Fantastic player. I wish United had bought him. I'm not going to do that. I said this a while ago. I'm not going to make excuses for United in relation to not making the signings that they should be making. And I'm not going to do the whole, I like that player, but he goes to a rival, so they're suddenly shit. I can't be arsed with that. I used to do it. I think some people still do it. But I'm quite realistic about that now. I even said when Arsenal got Pepe, I thought it was a good deal. And I still think there's a good player in Pepe. But obviously I hope Timo Werner does flop. But I think he's a good player. I think he's a very good player. Raphael is watching from Cyprus. Hello, Raphael. What's the next career, says Jed? Don't know. You'll know tomorrow. And do you think Man City do the tactical fouling as Mourinho claims, says Harry? 100%. Yeah. I don't even knock Pep for doing it. It's a good way of stopping the flow of a team in their own half. Can you live stream pro clubs? That would be class. And who is managing the Xbox United Stand pro clubs team as you play PlayStation, says Andrew Morrison. We can look at live streaming some of the pro club stuff. I just need to figure out how you do it. And also, in relation to the Xbox team, Rance is on Xbox. And Rance is actually the manager of United Stand Football Club team anyway now. Good cross there from Diaby. Nobody actually reading it, which is a shame. But the thing is, when it was 1-0 to Leverkusen, Bayern Munich were dominating the play. Now it's 1-1. Leverkusen have come back into the game a little bit more. So, actually, hopefully they can score again. Got 3 players on him there. He's never going to keep hold of it, but that's a good tackle. He's going to book him here. This referee's crap as well. Look at him. You need to get down the gym, mate. That belly's a disgrace. Lockdown or no lockdown. And Bellarabi goes in the box. It's probably long overdue. What about Romario Barro from Porto? He's a good alternative, says Jamie Brownlee. Right, thanks everyone who's doing all the super chats, and thanks everyone who shared the video, and thanks everyone who subscribed. Let's have a look how we're doing for a subscriber count. We are currently on 155,800, so we're 200 subscribers away from 156,000. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. I'll tell you what, it makes me so happy when I look at the thumbnail for the Champions League win last night. What a win that was. There's some horrible people in the world, isn't there? I've said this before. I just think that these people who post horrible things on people's posts, it's a mirror. You know, if you go on somebody's Twitter and reply something vile, you're not really replying something vile to them. You are replying to yourself. It's such a mirror. You can tell what somebody's like by how they post on social media. Obviously, they're not nice people. Cheers from North Carolina, Mark, says Brandon. And Sancho got fined, says Alex Jones. Yeah, I don't really know enough about this, but was it Akanji and Sancho got fined for getting haircuts and therefore breaking lockdown rules? Now, I don't know loads about it, and I don't know whether other people have done it, but ultimately, I've got to say, I think Jadon Sancho is a fantastic player, and I want him to come to Manchester United. But I've heard of United players who are driving around taking the piss on lockdown, not doing lockdown, going to see girls and stuff. We know Rojo in Argentina has done it twice as well. Good shot there from DRB, but it wasn't that good. It was straight to the keeper. And if Jadon Sancho's had a hairdresser around to cut his hair who doesn't live in his home, he's broken the rules. So look, I think there's two strands of thought on this. Is the fine harsh? Maybe. But have they broken lockdown? Yes, they have. And it's not even about the risk to life, which it should be. It's also about, imagine in the Premier League, right? You've got United against Spurs. People have spent a month getting fit for this game. Fans get really excited about it. And Vertonghen, and I'm only using Vertonghen as an example, gets a hairdresser round the week before because he wants to look nice on the telly. And then on the day before it, he catches coronavirus. Well, how have you caught that, Jan? Well, I did have a hairdresser round. You're fined. So that you can sort of say, well, you know, we all love Sancho and we want him to come to Manchester United, which we do. But then you can sort of look at it from that point of view and say these clubs are spending so much money on testing and trying to get football on. And then, if players individually don't adhere to the rules, then it causes big problems, doesn't it? So. And there are, look, I'm sure loads of clubs are the same. We've seen it with Kyle Walker, we've seen it with Jack Grealish, we've seen it with Hudson-Odoi, we've seen it with loads of players doing it. And, you know, some footballers are very selfish, live in a bubble and think they're better than others. Some footballers are fantastic. But when you've got hundreds of footballers, you're going to get some of them who are taking the piss. And I'm not talking about Sancho here, I'm talking about the people who, it's well known, in and around certain clubs that they're taking the piss. They're out driving, they're out seeing girls, they're not adhering to lockdown, and yet they're on thousands and thousands of pounds and we're trying to get football back. I don't agree with it. I don't care whether it's our star striker or whether it's Arsenal's star striker. It's not good enough. Hi Mark, do you get recognised in public often, says Liam Powell? Not in lockdown, funnily enough. Priam Day says, who scored? I'm supposed to be revising. Leverkusen scored first, and then a ball through, put Koeman through, and he finessed it to make it 1-1. Another good cross here, and Boateng has to put it behind. See, Leverkusen, when they attack, they're a much better team. Nick P, I'm coming off Twitter. I'm in the football and cryptocurrency space, and both are filled with horrific humans. When questioned, they just say, this is Twitter, I can say what I want. Yeah, I mean, look, I stay on Twitter because I like Twitter, but it's also got a very bad side to it as well because it's just not policed at all. You get racism, sexism, vile abuse, and it shouldn't be on there really. What minute am I on? I'm on just coming up for 40 and a half. Oh, here's a question from Andrew because I can't answer it. Cross comes in. Is that another corner, please? It is, yeah. He says, what is the first touch move you use in FIFA when you take possession with the striker to get a yard of space? Right stick. I can't think of it. If I was playing it, I'd know what you mean. I normally have it in and make it stick, but I think there is one way you sort of do a right stick and he has a little touch. I think you're right. Back post, headed back across. Bayern Munich will clear, and they're on the break again now. Good first half, this. It'd be nice if it went at 1-1, But Bayern Munich are pushing forward now. Leverkusen have got everybody back, and Bayern Munich will slow it down a bit. Flick up the right stick, says Column. And it's a goal for Bayern Munich. We didn't want that just before half-time. I think it's Goretzka. It is Goretzka. And I think we were talking about the goalkeeper before. I just said it, didn't I? This has happened before, right before half-time. They're so patient building it up as well. They had a bit of a break on and then they slowed it down from a corner from Leverkusen. Lewandowski puts it out wide. And then they just patiently move it about. Into Koeman, into Muller, into Goretzka. The keeper's got to save it. Yeah, your keeper from Finland's not that good. He's got to get a harder hand on that. It's a good finish by Goretzka. Some would say it's unstoppable, but I think he could have saved that. 2-1 from 1-0 down. When is the Blood Brothers FIFA tournament, says Mihir? I think it's coming up in January. Game over, unfortunately, Mark, says Chris H. Well, I did say 3-0 to Bayern, didn't I? At half-time, we're going to be going through some of the games that we're going to do watch-alongs for over the next couple of weeks, including the Premier League, because I've got a spreadsheet now. So you can start to map it out yourself. And, of course, we will be doing watch-alongs on here. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Just change the score. But it's so predictable. I don't know how anybody can support Bayern Munich, to be honest with you. Boring. It's like watching repeats of EastEnders every night. Oh, I watched this before. It's just crap. They're so dominant. I mean, they're a good team, but they have all the advantage. They've got all the money. They get all the players. They get all the decisions. I still, to this day, cannot understand why there was no uproar when they played Dortmund and Boateng's arm stopped Haaland's shot going in. And it was a stonewall penalty and it didn't even happen. Upamecano's been sent off, according to Matthew Barnes, in that other game with Leipzig. In fact, he has been sent off because Column's talking about it as well. Top 3 beers, says Ryan Torley. I mean, look, I don't really care. I've got to be honest. Beer's not really something that I am a connoisseur of. I've drunk loads of it, but I don't really care. I mean, I'll go in. Here we go. He's in again. It could be 3-1. Close the bloody gap. He saved it that time. Good save by the keeper from Gnabry. There you go. Inconsistent. That should have been 3-1. He's through on goal. He runs all the way into the box. Keeper just plants himself on the edge of the 6-yard box. And Gnabry, how he doesn't score from there. Keeper should have come out and closed the angle way more than that. He still made the save, but that's not a foul by Diaby either. Ref's a load of shit here. How can Diaby put Pavard on the floor? But here's Gnabry's shot again. He runs through. Keeper does well, actually. But Gnabry should score. Forever PVM says, hi Mark, how are you? May I suggest for season 6, how about you manage Burnley and get them relegated, or see how far you can take them in one season? Burnley always been your toughest opponent. Try it out. It's now 3-1. It's 3-1. What are Leverkusen up to here? From 1-0 up to 3-1 down at half time. What the bloody hell are they doing here? I don't even know how this happens. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. I mean, you may as well. Every other team I've seen playing Bayern, I don't watch loads of the Bundesliga, but this is just a ball over the top. My God, what a shit goal that is. It's a ball over the top from the Bayern Munich defence that bounces. Gnabry runs onto it. The keeper runs out. It's just awful. What's he doing? Why is the keeper out there? The defender's going to catch Gnabry. This keeper's awful. Whoever said this keeper's decent, he's crap. Absolutely crap. How do you get beaten from a ball over the top like that? Awful. Absolute shite. Look, Havertz is shaking his head with another player there. Well, they've put this game to bed. Bottlers, absolutely shit. I tell you what, from what I've seen, you can clip this as well. From what I've seen of the Bundesliga over the last 2 weeks, what it basically involves is Bayern Munich rolling up and whoever the opposition is, bending over and passing the lube because they're awful. They're awful. From the referees giving them decisions to oppositions just absolutely handing them 3 points. Just terrible. I've never seen such terrible defending in my life. So 3-1 to Bayern Munich. From 1-0 down. Well, we can talk about our fixture lists. And I'm not trumping, by the way. I'm sitting leather on leather here. Save. Okay. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. It must be boring. It must be boring being a Bayern Munich player as well. Like, you are so playing in a pub league. It's not even funny. Everything just goes your way. Everything goes your way. But that's it. It's half time. 3-1. But going back to what I was saying about lager there, yeah, I don't really have a favourite lager. I've never been like that. But okay, so 3-1 at half time. Leverkusen took an early lead, and then since then they've just basically given up, which just seems to be what everybody does against Bayern Munich from what I've seen so far. But it is 3-1. That's how it is. Let me have a quick look at what I was going to have a look at here. It could end up being, the thing is, it could end up being a very, very big score because it's very clear that Leverkusen have downed tools here. So you could get a massive, massive scoreline. Let's have a quick look at the list of Premier League games that are coming up. So, I'll have a look at the super chats. Sorry, I'll have a look at the live comments first. Thanks everyone who's done the super chats. That's what I was going to say. And please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Thoughts on Chilwell to Chelsea, says Mark. Says Cheebs. Good signing for Chelsea. I think it'd be a good signing for Chelsea. I'm not jealous of it because we've got left backs, and I'm sure Liverpool have got left backs, and City have got left backs that they're happy with, and other clubs have got. But I think from Chelsea's point of view, it'd be a good signing. The Dopist says, okay, of course Haradiki is having a bad game when I mention him, but at least he carried us to the Euros for the first time. He's having a very bad game. I think you gave him the kiss of death, mate. I mean, even the Gnabry shot that he saved, I think Gnabry should have scored that. But I think he definitely could have saved the Goretzka goal. He's in a terrible position on the third goal for Gnabry. And the first goal, I can't even... Yeah, first goal, he doesn't... He needs to sort his positioning out. He doesn't know whether to come or go. Like, literally... Yeah. Poor. Disappointing. Sheffield United versus Villa and Arsenal versus City on Wednesday the 7th, says Rowan Downey. We're going to go through the Premier League fixtures in a minute. Tagliafico and Havertz are Chelsea's next two signings, says Jester's Vengeance. I tell you what, I'll tell you now. Havertz is going to go to Bayern Munich, maybe Real Madrid. He will not come to the Premier League. It's a load of nonsense. Moneyman says, I've just looked at the Premier League games and they're all cancelled. Not unless we get a big increase in the coronavirus, which could happen in this country. I mean, there's protests going on today. There'll be people around each other's house again today. Apparently in the north of England, the infection rate is now above 1, which means we'll see an increase in cases again. So it's not beyond the realms of possibility that the Premier League won't return. But at least if that doesn't happen, and it will be very disappointing, at least if that doesn't happen, we will have... we've got La Liga and Serie A coming back because we need more than the Bundesliga, don't we? As interesting as the Bundesliga has been to watch, because there's not been anything else, I think it'd be nice to have some other leagues to look at because this is just too one-dimensional. I think the Italian league's very interesting. Havertz will not go to Chelsea. I'll tell you that now. I know, and I feel Chelsea fans can get annoyed, but you've done well out getting Timo Werner and Ziyech. You might still get. I still think you might get Sancho, to be honest with you, but you won't be getting Havertz. Lukaku FC, says Vandy Candy. I hate when the Premier League fans call every other league a farmers' league. It was the Spanish who've dominated Europe for the last decade or so, says Robert Moore. We've got the best league in the world, Robert, now. Premier League is the best league in the world, and it's been proven. And it doesn't matter how long, it doesn't matter how fresh that is. We won the Europa League and we won the Champions League. So we are the best league in the world at the moment. Until there is a new Champions League, a new Europa League holder, the English League is the best league in the world. It's a fact. Because you've got to go off on what the facts are, haven't you? Mark, thank you for teaching me how to cook that delicious curry. I was finally able to make it, says the Real Game Boy. It's a lovely. If you want to check out my series for cooking, and look, I'm no Gordon Ramsay, but I do try. Fish and chips, curry, lasagna, chili, and now pizza. Goldbridge Cooks. Just search for Goldbridge Cooks and you'll find the channel that it's on, which is just my personal channel, which has got no football stuff on there at all. Do you think Chelsea will get Werner, says Bailey? Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And right, okay, let's go through this then now because we're in half time. It's 3-1 to Bayern Munich. But I just want to go through some and get your opinions really on how can I do this. All right, let's do it like that. Let me close that down there. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at the Premier League, but we're also going to look at the next few weeks, next couple of weeks in relation to football games, and have a look at what our next watch-alongs will be. Because I do the daily FIFA stream. Obviously, I'm not doing FIFA today because I'm relaxing after winning the Champions League last night. It was emotional. But so we're going to have a look at some games that are coming up over the next couple of weeks and will encompass the Premier League. When the Premier League comes back, it's a madness. So if you want to get a pen and paper, that's fine. I certainly need one. Jont G66. How is Chelsea able to secure two top signings in the middle of the season? Why is United so toothless in the transfer market? Have we totally lost our appeal? United are all in for Sancho, mate. That's basically what's happening. Okay, so Sunday, tomorrow. I won't do one tomorrow, and there's no good games tomorrow. Monday, won't do one then. No good games either. Tuesday, Leverkusen are playing in the Cup. Won't be watching that. Wednesday, Munich against Eintracht Frankfurt. Won't be watching that either. Portuguese, no, nothing going on there. Thursday, Sevilla against Real Betis in the La Liga is the first La Liga game back at 9 o'clock. I might watch that. I might do that as a watch along. We'll see. Next Friday, Hoffenheim play Leipzig, and in La Liga, Valencia play Levante. Juventus play AC Milan in the second leg of the Italian Coppa Italia at 8:45. Interesting, might be worth a watch. Saturday, you've got the other Italian Coppa Italia, Napoli 1-0 up against Inter Milan. Interesting. Mallorca are also playing Barcelona at 9 o'clock. In the afternoon in the Bundesliga, Dortmund are away to Dusseldorf. Bayern Munich play Mönchengladbach. That could be quite a good game, actually. On the Sunday next week, you've got Schalke Leverkusen. You've got Bilbao Atletico Madrid. Real Madrid against Eibar. And that's pretty much it. And then on the Monday, still got some Spanish League. Have we got Tuesday? We have got Tuesday. Mönchengladbach, Wolfsburg. Werder Bremen, Barcelona against Lejano. It's all kicking off. Clubs should pay the refs when they play Bayern. So, Wednesday the 17th of June, which is next Wednesday, a week on Wednesday, we've got Aston Villa, Sheffield United and Man City, Arsenal. Now, I'm thinking I might just do back-to-back Premier League watch along. So, subscribe on this channel. We're now talking Premier League. So, on a week on Wednesday, I'll probably do Villa, Sheffield United, followed by Man City, Arsenal. So, what is basically going to be about 4 hours of football. One, because I want to watch Sheffield United because if they win, they're above United. And two, Man City, Arsenal's a good game. So definitely going to do back-to-back. There's going to be a lot of watch-alongs on this channel. We did the World Cup a couple of years ago and did every single game. I think the Premier League's going to go that sort of way. On the Thursday, there's no Premier League, but Real Madrid are playing Valencia, so that's quite interesting. And on the Friday, of course, on the United stand, it'll be Spurs against United. Norwich do play Southampton. Nazir Haroon says, what La Liga watch-alongs will you be doing next week? How about Barca versus Mallorca for the banter? We'll see. So, and then on to the first Saturday, Watford against Leicester. I will do that as a watch-along because I need Leicester to lose and Watford are fighting for their lives. Brighton, Arsenal at 3 o'clock. Probably won't do that. West Ham against Wolves at 5:30. and Bournemouth against Palace at 8 o'clock. I won't do Bournemouth Palace. I might do West Ham Wolves. We'll see. I'll do 2 of those games. Serie A's back. Nothing really happening. Okay. There we go. Did Werner score today, Mark? Says Mr. Pepper. I believe it's 1-0 to Leipzig, but they've got the one player down. We'll see in the second half. Mark, have you watched Chernobyl? Yes, I have. Ritvik, I have. Do Watford versus Leicester and West Ham versus Wolves, says Big Night. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Assist for Werner, says Jester's Vengeance. So what we're doing at the moment, we're just going through the first Premier League games, just so we will be doing watch-along. So a week on Wednesday, we'll do a double-header, Villa and Sheffield United and Man City and Arsenal. On the Friday, I'll be doing United Stand, Tottenham against Manchester United. On the Saturday, I'll do Watford versus Leicester at Saturday lunchtime, and probably West Ham versus Wolves at 5:30. On the Sunday, the lunchtime game is Newcastle Sheffield United, which I may well do at 2 o'clock because I'm interested in Sheffield United. Aston Villa Chelsea at 4:30, and then Everton and Liverpool Sunday night. So we'll definitely do Everton Liverpool, I think. On the Monday, it's Man City against Burnley. Probably won't do that. And on the Tuesday, it's Southampton Arsenal and Tottenham West Ham. Might do one of those. Wednesday, Man United against Sheffield United at 6 o'clock. There's a few games on Wednesday, actually, because Liverpool are playing Palace and Norwich are playing Everton. So there's 4 games on that night. 6 o'clock, Man United, Sheffield United will be on the United Stand. On Thursday, you've got Leicester, Brighton and Burnley, Watford at 6 o'clock. And then Chelsea, Man City at 8:15. So we'll probably do a double header there because we'll definitely do Chelsea against Man City because that's important in the top 4 race. Saturday is the FA Cup. It's just quarter-final. Man United against Norwich. So we'll do that. And on the Sunday, it is Villa Wolves at 12, and then 2 more FA Cup games. It's just relentless, isn't it? Ultimately, I think what I would say is subscribe to the channel, bottom right hand corner, and we're going to be watching a lot of football pretty much from now until forever. Because on top of that, if the Premier League comes back, it will finish at the end of July, and you're going to get game after game after game after game after game. Then in August, you're going to get the Champions League and the Europa League. And then in September, they're going to start next season around the 12th of September, which will go through till next May or June when the Euros start. So it's going to be absolutely relentless in relation to football, isn't it? So we'll have a lot of watch-alongs on here. So please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. Basically, any big game will probably do it. It's going to be like a summer tournament, isn't it? I tell you what I'm going to need. I'm going to need to start getting some. We're all going to have every 5 minutes stand up and twist your hips because you can't just sit down and watch your ass grow. Stand up and start doing some. We'll have to do half-time exercise. Oh, the yellow road to Texas is the one I want to be. The yellow road to Texas is the only girl for me. Stretch, 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 stretch. Stretch. This is what we're going to have. You know, you can all laugh, but is relevant here. With all this football we're going to be watching on the watch-alongs, we need to get some bloody exercise going. I think I'm going to get one of them pedal things under here where I can pedal my legs or something like that. Anyway, hi Mark. What do you think most foreign players always dream of playing for Barca and Real Madrid and not top Premier League clubs as much as Kevin SP? I don't think England has got a great reputation in Europe. I've travelled around Europe quite a lot. I spend a lot of time in Spain and Mallorca, and my wife speaks Spanish. She's not Spanish. She went to study in Spain when she was like 18, and you go to a restaurant and she will speak to them in Spanish and they love it. They love that because they're probably so used to being spoken to like this. We want 2 beers. Beers. We want 2 beers and 2 pizzas. And can you put Only Fools and Horses on the telly? On the telly. Yes, sir. Which episode would you like to watch? You know, we have a bad reputation across Europe, English, as being pig ignorant, really. So I doubt it's the dream of a young Spanish, French, Italian kid to come and play for Arsenal or Manchester United, really. Whereas Real Madrid and Barcelona, and the climate plays a lot of it as well. So there you go. I can speak a bit of Spanish. Dos pintos con limón, por favor. Gracias. Hola. You get by with that. Zed Jamie says, what's that hanging off the mug? Well, it's not a tampon. It's a peppermint tea. So, yeah, I was leaving. Loved the pizza, says Jazza. And apparently Upper Meccano is clumsy, says Mr. Pepper. Well, they are 1-0 up against Paderborn, and Paderborn are a bit crap, to be honest with you. But it's a shame Havertz isn't playing. He's got his phone out now. Probably looking at my Twitter for a laugh, if he's got anything to know. Yeah, but you know what? I can't name names because it would be unfair, but there are loads of Premier League footballers who are breaking lockdown and what their clubs are doing. What I can tell you is the hypocrisy of this for you, right? So you've got a Premier League footballer who goes training at a Premier League football club. They get tested. They've been social distancing in training. They're tested all the time. They're being, they're having some of the best medical health care in the country. Loads of money being spent on them so that we can get Premier League football back. When they go back home, they're jumping in their car. They're driving around the streets. They're off seeing friends. They're off seeing girlfriends, intermingling with loads and loads of people. And then they come into training and they get tested again. And how long is it going to be before one of these prats picks up the virus from all the people that they're hanging around with in their own lives? And that's the end of the Premier League. And that's what's going on. It's well known. It's well known around numerous clubs that there are a lot of footballers out there who are taking the absolute piss in their public life. And I always said that this was the risk. And this is why, for me, they should have put them into World Cup camps. They should have said, when we're a week out, so from the end of next week, put them into camps, into hotels for 6 weeks where you don't intermingle with anybody. And if they start moaning, say, so when England calls you up for the World Cup in a couple of years, you're not going to go because you can't go and see your missus or your kids. Bollocks. That's what they should have done, because these people are running the risk by taking the piss. But you know what? It's all been swept under the carpet and kept quiet. Loads of people know about it in the industry. Loads of the mainstream media know about it, but they're all keeping quiet about it because, when they did it to Grealish and when they did it to Kyle Walker, it was all big news. But now it's like, well, you know what? Let's not talk about that, even though they are breaking the rules. Palin says, are United players doing it? Yeah, good question. And Pedri has signed for Barcelona in real life, says Arnav. Well, that's where I bought him from. I thought he was a Barcelona player. Right, we're ready to start the second half anyway. Is there a way back for Leverkusen? There is an 8 o'clock show on the United Stand tonight, by the way, in case people were wondering. Lazio career mode, please, says Ritvik. I would love to do a Serie A career mode. I love Serie A. It's my second favourite league. And it goes back to Italia 90 when I was a little boy. And they used to have it on Channel 4. They'd have a game every week on Sunday on Channel 4. And on Saturday morning, they used to have the Serie A review show. I love it. Mark, would chuck your questions in second half. Anyway, let's talk about stuff. If you were to lose one part of your body, which one would you choose and why, says Ekrama? Omar. I think I'd lose my... I nearly said my left hand, but then it feels different when you use your left hand, doesn't it? So I wouldn't want to use that. I would probably... It's got to be... You don't want to lose your feet because you can't walk. I'd probably say my little finger on my left hand. Or has it got to be a whole part? Mark, would you support players wearing GPS trackers to stop them from going out, says Nazir Hassan? I would do, but they could just take it off. And also, I think there'd be a big problem with human rights basically tagging Premier League footballers. Uh, but I don't know whether this is true, but a few people are saying, what are your thoughts on Tyrone Mings protesting? Well, we have got protests in Birmingham today. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know where I stand on this, because the point that they're making is so important. And I totally agree with that point. But then it's medically proven that black and ethnic minorities are more susceptible to die of this virus. And the people who are protesting quite rightly know that, and they say, well, this is more important to me than, I'm willing to die for this protest, which is absolutely fine. But unfortunately, statistically, what would probably happen is, if they do get the virus from somebody at the protest, it's not going to be them who dies from it. It's going to be who they come into contact afterwards, like an aunt or a niece or a dad or a mum who've got health conditions, and then they die for it. So it's all, protesting is I've got no problem with people protesting. I think what's happened is horrific and it's sad, and it's just there's nothing you can say. You can't be against the protest, because it's their civil right to do it, and they're angry, and everybody's angry, and it's right to do it. I just think it's so sad that it's happened at a time when we've got a pandemic that's killing people, because these big crowds, whether it's beaches or protests or anything, if people want to do it, they do it, but it will increase the chance of people getting this virus, and therefore more people will die from it. And that's the thing. It's hard, because the mentality for me is that we've been locked up for 2 months on lockdown. And now we're not even out of lockdown, but people are out down the beach, they're protesting, and that could lead to more people dying from it, which is sad. It's not, but the protesting, you can't argue with it. It's absolutely bang on. It's just the timing of it. It is what it is, isn't it? At the end of the day, there's no wrong or right answer to this, but I just think, this pandemic is not going to say, oh, people are protesting, so let's not infect people. It still could do. Riots are going on in America, says Jeremy Johnson. How many more signings do you think Chelsea will make, says Cameron Lyle? I think they've got Ziyech. They'll get Ziyech. They'll get Werner. I think they will get Chilwell. I think the noise around him means they're going to get him, and I think they'll get another one, but I don't think it'll be Havertz or Sancho. Do you bet on the football? Love the content, says Jenny. I do have a bet every now and again. I'm not obsessed by it, though. If I feel like having a bet, I'll do it. I'm a sporadic better on sport, really. Chev Guz says, I'm a truck driver from LA. I'm Mexican and your Spanish is amazing. And then he says it's a joke. Oh, I was getting really arrogant there, Chev Guz. Leverkusen have started this off quite well, But now Bayern Munich come away with the ball. Goretzka driving forward. This could be 3. Oh, God, they're so slow at the back, Leverkusen. Koeman lays it off. Oh, that would have been a goal. Muller just hit it low, but it just went wide of the post. Yeah, Zed Jamie, I can see a second wave. I don't think that you can't have a virus that basically, a lot of people said the Atletico Madrid-Liverpool game brought a lot of the case into this country because of Spain, and the Cheltenham Festival, because of loads of people being together, brought it in, spread it a lot. You can't have that in March and see 40,000 people die, and then when the lockdown's not even over, have people just congregating together for whatever reason and say, oh, we won't get it. I think we are going to see a second wave, and I think it's going to be because people have just decided they can't be bothered anymore, and they're going to just meet up and do what they like. And ultimately, I think what the government did with that Cummings was a mistake, but that's no excuse. I think what he did was wrong, and they were wrong to try and cover it up. But it hasn't made me go and think, yeah, I'm going to go and see loads of people, because I'm fully aware of how dangerous this virus is. It's a personal choice. I think you've got to be clever about it. Apparently, Wolves want to get Idrissa Gueye as a Neves replacement, says Josh. Well, Idrissa Gueye, in his last season at Everton, had ridiculous stats for winning the ball back and things like that. So, Graffiti on war memorials is wrong, says Josh Garrity. Well, look, I've said this before. The only problem with it, and I'm sure it's happened in America and I'm sure it'll happen here, is if you have organised protests, there'll be a lot of people there who are there for the right reasons because they're protesting about whatever they're protesting about. And I don't mean this one. I mean protests in general, because I'm going to tell you a story from 10 years ago now. So we know what these protests are about at the moment. They're absolutely correct. And there'll be so many people there who are protesting about that specific thing. But unfortunately, because these protests are advertised, there will be a lot of people, because there are a lot of people in this country and in other countries who are radicalists. And I'm not talking about terrorism, I'm talking about people who just want to cause trouble. They will go to these protests in the name of those protests, but realistically, they just want to cause chaos. They want to loot. They want to be violent. They want to cause trouble. And it reflects badly on the people who are protesting for the right reasons. But I saw this 10 years ago in the UK. We had riots that started in London. They came to Birmingham. They went to Manchester. And ultimately, it wasn't about what it was meant to be about. It was about people breaking into places and nicking. I mean, Selfridges in Birmingham got absolutely ransacked, as did lots of other things, because people were turning up in cars to nick stuff. So whatever the protest was about, it wasn't really about that. It was an opportunity for these anarchists, or whatever you want to call them, to just come out and cause chaos. What 2 things can you never eat for breakfast, says Alakrami Omar. I don't know, you tell me. And Mr. Pepper says we don't need Chelsea. We don't want Chilwell at Chelsea. Yeah, the Premier League won't come back if there's a second wave. The world needs football again. Very sad time, says Jacob. And some people just do vandalism and looting just in the name of the protest. It's just sad. They are the actual problem. They put a bad name on the people who really protest and do care. Exactly, Chief Leaf Gamer. That's exactly right. Free kick here for Leverkusen. Edge of the box, not to be able to shoot. He's going to have to whip it into the back post. He's sort of edge of the corner of the box, left-hand side. It's a good cross, you know, but nobody got on it. It's gone for a goal kick. Jordan P this year has been trash. And Ibrahim says, look on your Instagram DMs. I've sent you a message. I'll go and have a look then. Be nice to see a Leverkusen goal. They're giving a bit of a go here. They're on the attack. Slip him in. Terrible ball. Comes to Diaby on the left-hand side. Nice little whip. Oh, he got a head on it. Wants a handball on Alphonso Davies. I don't think he'll get it. No, it's not a handball. Tyrone Mings was tested, wore appropriate face coverings and accepted the potential health risk. There were no arrests in Birmingham. It was lawful. There you go. Fair play. Upamecano sent off. No Havertz. Ten minutes of the second half gone. Leverkusen are pressing Bayern Munich high up the pitch. They've got to try and get one back and try and set up a bit of a barnstorming finish here. I am on Twitter. I am on Instagram. Sorry, yeah, I didn't look at that, did I? Who am I on Twitter? I am Goldbridge Mark. That's who I am. I don't think Messi will come to the Premier League now. I would love to have seen Messi in the Premier League. Please make tiramisu for next cooking show, Mark, says Vatana. I don't like it, Vatana. Thanks for the super chat, but I don't like it. And Zed Jamie says, can you see us being in lockdown at Christmas? I think it's more about, it's not about lockdown in general. It's about football, isn't it? Because that's what we're watching here. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest with you. I watch a lot of the news programmes, and this week it's just not about coronavirus. It's about other things. It's like coronavirus. It's confusing. It's very confusing, the news, because the news seems to, I don't know where it is, what it's like in your country, but coronavirus was always the big news for 2 months, and in the last couple of weeks it's just sort of like everybody started to talk about something else, even though it's there. How would you eradicate racism in the police force if you had the power to do so, says Kevin SP. Well, I did work in the police force, and I worked in Birmingham City Centre, which is quite a diverse police force, and I mean, I can't knock Birmingham City Centre Police for racism, because I never saw it. I never saw any sexism. We had inspectors who were black and Asian. We had chief inspectors and inspectors who were I don't know what the right word is. I don't know what word you use now without it being offensive, because the words change all the time. But gay, I suppose, women and men. But to say that racism doesn't exist in any workforce is wrong, and sexism and ageism and everything else. So I think that to improve it, you need to remove it from the people who are making the decisions, because that's the only way to educate, isn't it? So that the norm is that we just see people as people and not as people with different coloured skin or orientation, and that's what needs to change. But unfortunately, there are still people in positions of power who have those tendencies, and I think it is getting better. It's got better in my lifetime, but right. 2020 is a mess, though. I think we can all agree with that. It's a sad play. I'm saddened by the world at the moment. You know, I think coronavirus is very sad. I know people who've died of it. I think what's gone on in America and in relation to this racism and what's led to the protests, it's sad. There's just so many sad things around the world this year. I've never known a year like it. We had that year a couple of years ago, didn't we, when loads of celebrities were dying? But most of them were old. People die, you know. These are big events. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner, we're on 155,900, so we're nearly at 156,000. We've been talking about how many games we're going to be doing watch-alongs for over the next few weeks. Presuming we do get the Premier League back, lots and lots and lots. Mark, the Leipzig director said they haven't received anything from Chelsea. Check it out, says Dane Gideon. Well, I have to disagree with that, because I think when Fabrizio Romano says a deal's going to get done, or pretty much says here we go, it means here we go. So I think he will be going to Chelsea. Ronan says it's mad how people can't hardly speak now without the fear of being offensive. Oh, this is what I said to Flex and Rants when we had them on the I went on the United Stand show on Tuesday, and we were talking about the racism and the riots. And I said, to be honest with you, Alphonso Davies on the attack, cross comes in, bad control by Koeman, and it's gone out for a corner. You know, it's like Leclerc, the Ferrari driver. You know, Hamilton came out and said, what a surprise, I'm the black man and I'm the one who's coming out talking about the racism and nobody else is. And then Leclerc came out from Ferrari and said, it's not that I don't want to say anything, it's more about, and I'm ashamed that I didn't, but I just don't really know what to say. I'm disgusted by it, but if you do say something, you know, how do you do it? And I don't necessarily agree with how he said it, but I do agree that, you know, I want to do something about it, but I have said stuff before, and then you get shot down by people. You'll never know what it's like. Well, of course I won't know what it's like, but I do want to help. I do want to help in whatever way I can, and I think a lot of people feel like that. But you're almost scared to do it because you don't want to come across as disingenuous or like you're doing it for virtue or virtue signaling or anything like that. And yeah, people are scared about what they say because they don't know whether it's they're helping or they're not, or can you say that or can't you say that. Education is the way forward. It always is going to be the way forward. Education's the way forward, and ultimately, I look at my kids and they see people as people, and I know when I was growing up that wasn't the case, and I don't blame my upbringing or anything like that, but just at that time there was jokes that used to go around about homophobia and racism and stuff. It used to see it on the telly, so you can't just switch a switch and say, oh, you were brought up in a world where all this was the norm, and there's still going to be people who were brought up in that norm who retain those feelings. That's why it's still around there. But certainly society today, especially what I see with my kids and that, I don't see any hint of racism or anything like that. I don't think they would even understand why people would be racist, because they just see people as people, which is progression, and that's where we need to be. But as I said, there's people who were brought up in times where racism and sexism and everything else was just seen as the normal and was seen as funny, or abusive, or whatever you want to say. And great run by Diaby. Keep going, crap shot. Some people just love to watch the world burn. Alfred from Batman says Chef Jesus DC5. Yeah, and that's what I would say. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think the more diverse world you live in, the more you will not get it and not understand how people are judged on the colour of their skin or what their orientation is, because realistically, just live your own life with the people that are in it. You shouldn't be judged on stuff like that. And Brad says racism won't change as some leaders are racist. Well, look, I'm not going to say that leaders of countries are racist, but look at the average age. They're a lot older than me. And if I grew up in a world where, it used to be on the telly and stuff like that, they're probably 15, 20, 30, 40 years older than me. Imagine what it was like when they were growing up. So of course they're going to have those tendencies, some of them. Here we go, 4-1, over the bar. Nabry's crap. He could have had a hat-trick. Cut back to Nabry, in the box, level with the penalty box. Bounces up in front of him. Should be just steering it into the bottom corner. Puts it over the bar. Twally says, I've grabbed the wrong protein bar and I'm not going back to the kitchen. Good for you. Good for you. So, we've still got 20 minutes to go in this. It's still 3-1 to Bayern Munich. Let's just have a check what's going on in the other game. Leipzig are 1-0 up. Don't want La Liga Classics. I've gone down, not up. Still 1-0, Leipzig and Paderborn, but obviously Leipzig are down to 10 men after Upamecano got sent off. In fact, there's a corner here for Paderborn. Cross comes in, and Leipzig will clear it. It's fast, Timo Werner. He's there. He's going to score, Timo Werner. Oh, he's missed. Oh, what a good time to turn over that was. He's missed it. Into the left-back position. He's in a sprint for the keeper. He gets there before the keeper. Goes past the keeper. He's running towards the box. But there's a couple of defenders back. He has time to get his shot off. And he misses it. He's a flop. I'm so glad he's going to Chelsea. It's an acute angle, but he should still score from there. He's in the box when he shoots. He's miles wide. Absolutely miles wide. Should have scored there. Should have been 1-0. That should have been 2-0 and game over. It's 4-1 in the Bayern game, though. I've missed a goal. Lewandowski makes it 4-1. Another defensive error. I don't know who the number 12 is for Leverkusen. If someone can give me the name. He's lazy defensively. And a cross comes in. I think it's Muller who puts the cross in. And it's Lewandowski to get his goal, as he always does. Shout from Goretzka, I think, and Lewandowski heads it home. 4-1. It's Tapsoba. Poor ball out from the back. Leverkusen have been masters of their own downfall here today. They're a much better side than this, but I tell you what, I'd like to play this Leverkusen in the Europa League final because they're crap. Imagine what Martial and Rashford will do to this lot. Because they look slow. And Lewandowski and Gnabry and Koeman have caused them so many problems with their pace. And if I was Ollie, and he will be watching this, I know he's watching it. Not the watch along. He might be. Hello, Ollie. Hello. Hope you're doing well. No, he'll be watching the match. There's a lot of things that United could exploit. I think United will win the Europa League if it comes back. I really do. I think if Havertz had played, they still would have got smashed. I mean, so many of the goals have come from defensive errors. I mean, he's done it again there. He's really slow. Lazy play from Leverkusen. They've looked quite good in the final third, but in their own half and around their own back line, some of their passing is just not focused. I don't know whether they're tired or what, but again, it's another home team that's been smashed, and again, it will be that whole, do the fans make a difference? I think the whole back three of Leverkusen are slow. Mark, these Bundesliga games are exactly what will happen in the Premier League. The top teams will demolish the smaller teams. I'm confident of it, says Andrew Chow. I tell you what, I just hope we're going to see the Premier League come back. That's what I hope to see. Manage Leverkusen to a title on FIFA. I don't think I could do a Bundesliga FIFA career mode for the simple reason over half the league are just pub teams. And Bayern Munich will just be like Man City, won't they? They'll just win it all the time. So I don't think I could do that. But Bayern Munich are obviously going to win the Bundesliga for the millionth time, of course. I don't think there was any doubt from that when they beat Dortmund, but nobody seems to be able to get near them. Another ball into the box there. Muller. No, I would like to do a Serie A career mode, to be fair. Like, share and subscribe, says Vandy Candy. Still 20 minutes to go in this. It's not quite been the game we hoped it was. I did celebrate the Leverkusen goal for those people who were watching the first one. I was really excited, but I didn't fancy Bayern Munich not to win. I predicted 3-0 before the game. Obviously no Havertz today. I still think Leverkusen are a good team. I just think they've bottled it to a certain extent today. And Bayern Munich have got easy work now. Did you know that Bruno Fernandes went out and trained with others whilst we were in lockdown and they were breaking the rules, says Jack. No, I didn't. I don't understand the mindset of anybody who is out breaking the rules at the moment. I think the protesting thing, totally understand it. I think it's a shame that people are having to protest in the middle of something that could really spread the virus, but you can't knock why they're doing it. But people who are out running around on parks with strangers playing football or down the beach. Something where they've got a choice. And I think with the protests, people feel like they don't have a choice because they feel so strongly about it. But I think where people have got a choice, I don't understand why they choose to break lockdown. I don't understand it, because you're potentially killing people and you're potentially getting yourself infected and people who you love. So I don't get it. Maybe it's just that it won't happen to me mentality. I don't know. 8 o'clock on the United Stand. Yes, looking forward to the Saturday night show. Always enjoy that. And then somebody said you should do a watch along for it. I don't know what the wife would feel about me having my camera here in bed watching a film watch along. So we won't be doing that. But Tombstone I'm watching tonight. I always let people know what films I'm going to be watching. So I watched In-Betweeners, the movie, I think last Sunday night. Really enjoyed that. Tonight, Tombstone, classic western, 1993 I think it was made. About Wyatt Earp and the OK Corral. One of the finest acting performances you'll see of Doc Hollywood by Val Kilmer as well. Brilliant film. If you haven't seen it. And if you want a couple of other recommendations, Heat with Pacino and De Niro. Last of the Mohicans by Daniel Day-Lewis. The last 7 minutes is probably the best ending to a film I've ever seen. Just the music and everything, it's superb. I don't really watch horror movies, no, Tony Garner, I don't. Please subscribe if you're new. We're getting close to 156,000. And my FIFA career mode will be back tomorrow in one way or another. It might be a brand new one. It might be a season 6. It won't be Football Manager, I can give you that. I'm getting the buzz back to play FIFA already, so it'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 2:30, I think. Leverkusen on the attack here. It's held on to the ball for too long there. Yeah, I'm doing a bit of FIFA Pro Clubs at 6:30 tonight. Another hour training session. We might actually start streaming some of it, you know, because if people are interested in it, it actually is quite funny when we're playing. Flex plays, I play. I've got Alvin and Reese from the team, the actual United Stand team. So we're training ahead of this digital tournament that's going to happen. We still need to recruit a couple of players as well, which is why we've got the tournament. If you want to play in the tournament, go to one of my FIFA streams, links in the video description on the homepage. There's a tournament that kicks off next week, so we've got a couple of players to play. But it's quite funny when you're playing FIFA Pro Clubs because you're all playing and you're obviously all talking to each other. So, like, when I've got the ball, you got Flex going, I'm making a run, and it's just funny because it's like something you'd shout when you're playing, but actually I've got to look at the screen and do it. And when he missed a couple of chances yesterday, I was going bloody mad. I was like, I'm not working my arse off making brilliant tackles for you to miss one-on-ones. It's great. It's good fun. Do I like Lampard's shirt? I do. All season I've always been very complimentary of Lampard, and the reason I've been very complimentary of Lampard is that I refuse to just go along with things because Chelsea are a rival. I was very interested in Lampard from the point that he came to United with Derby and knocked us out the cup. And they totally deserved to knock us out the cup. They played so well compared to us under Mourinho. And I thought, Lampard's an intelligent guy when he was talking as a pundit. And I was like, I think he's got something. And I think at Chelsea, with the transfer ban and losing Hazard, to be permanently in the top 4 and play good football. All right, they've lost 10 games, but, they're still 4th. I think I like his philosophy. I like the way he plays football. So we'll see how he develops. But I think he's done well. Brian says, I had the pleasure of meeting Lampard. Really nice guy. Seems like your average guy that just happened to make it big. Very intelligent guy as well. I think he's got a very high IQ. Mark, highly recommended California. Great watch. Brad Pitt is amazing. Lamps has a very high Q. There's Justice Vengeance. There you go. I think I've seen California, yeah. It's got David Duchovny in it, hasn't it? And I can't remember her name who's in it as well. One more goal for Bayern, says Nathaniel. They've still got 15 minutes. For 45 million, Partey would be good for United in that CDM because Ndidi would be too expensive, suggests. United will not sign anybody other than Sancho and Bellingham. That's my prediction. If they get those two. But I think that's all they're interested in now. They're not getting a striker because of Ighalo, obviously. And I don't think they'll be going for Grealish because Pogba's going to stay. Grealish could go to Chelsea, by the way. Stephen John says, do you think Spurs could make a comeback for Champions League spots? Well, that's a very interesting thing because I don't think when you look at the league table anymore, you can't look at it and go, well, Spurs have been struggling under Mourinho. Everyone's got a fresh squad. So when I look at the league table, which I'm looking at now, Liverpool are obviously going to win the league on 82 points. Man City, I think, will come second. They're on 57. Leicester on 53, I think, are vulnerable. Although they are 8 points ahead of United, I still think they're vulnerable with their run-in. I think they could be caught. Oh, Diaby down the left-hand side here. He's got to close the gap a bit. He won't. He'll shoot. What is he doing? Why has he not crossed that to the back post? He's tried to do some dinking chip over Neuer, and it's just never going to work. There's a pass on at the back post. Weird. Goes for a corner. Bad choice. Diaby, he looks decent, but he's got bad choices today. Corner here for Leverkusen. Let's see what happens, and then we'll go back to whether Spurs can get into the top 4 party. I mean, a lot of it depends on what you're running as well. I mean, Spurs have got to play United, haven't they? United have got to play Spurs. So, cleared by Bayern Munich here. So, yeah, so Chelsea are on 48 points, 3 points ahead of United, who are on 45. Wolves are on 43. Sheffield United are on 43, but they've got a game in hand. And Spurs are on 41. So Spurs are 7 points off Chelsea. I think that's too much. I think the top 4 race is between Leicester, Chelsea and United. I don't think anybody else can get into it. I think Wolves have got some tough games to come. And Spurs would basically need to win nearly every single game. I just don't... Even with the players they've got back... I mean, they've got United, West Ham. They've got Sheffield United to play as well. I just think it's too big an ask. 7 points, too big. But you never know. Some team could come back and just have real momentum. I mean, Norwich could stay up, even though they're looking at like they're adrift at the moment. I think Sheffield United are going to drop a lot of points, Mr. Keem. Yes, I do. I think there's some teams that have really benefited from playing one game a week and not being in Europe, but that benefit's going to disappear because everyone's going to be playing 3 games a week for 5 or 6 weeks, and I think that's going to cause teams like Sheffield United, who haven't got great squad depth, and Bournemouths and everybody else, I think they're really going to struggle, and the bigger teams will be strong. I think what's a leveller in the Premier League is that Sheffield United might play Villa on a Saturday lunchtime, and then the next game they might be playing Spurs on a Saturday afternoon, but in between Spurs are playing in Europe on a Wednesday, so they've got that fatigue. They won't have that this time. I've seen Inception, Born Again. It's a very good film. It very much is. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And if you haven't seen the Champions League final on my FIFA career mode, give it a watch tonight. I'm watching it again later on. It's going to be my Saturday night viewing after Tombstone. I'm just going to watch it with a glass of wine. Watch it back. So, Bayern Munich are basically just keeping the ball, letting Leverkusen have the ball now. Conserving energy. It's just too easy for them. I wonder at what point somebody does something about it. Like, they dominate their domestic league to an extent that it's boring. Like, it really is boring how often they win the league. Another shot. They've had a few shots, Leverkusen, but they haven't really caused Manuel Neuer any problems. What have I got for tea? What's everyone having for tea? Let us know in the live comments. Get your mood going. Some people might fancy a pizza, a Chinese, an Indian, fish and chips, a burger and chips. Who knows? Good little run here. and Munich will clear. We've got tonight, we ordered it in from a local restaurant. I think it's sort of like wraps and things like that. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. You've got to make your Saturday a Saturday, that's what I say. Lockdown or not, you've got to make Saturday a Saturday. Ooh, Zed Jamie's got sweet potato with salmon and yellow peppers. That sounds healthy and nice. Not always an easy combination. I've seen The Exorcist, Callum, yet. I haven't got a Sancho alternative, Danny, because I think that a Sancho alternative is naturally a drop-off. Zakil's got Nando's. Is it open? There's no quiz tonight. We haven't done a quiz for 2-3 weeks now, Rob. Those days are gone. I enjoyed the quiz, but the quiz was all about being in lockdown proper, wasn't it? There was no football. There was nothing. I think we're starting to get back to that now. If you want to do quizzes, though, go to unitedstand.com because they've been putting up some really good quizzes on there. Chocolate fudge cake for next cooking Bridge, says Bobby. I'm thinking about doing that, actually. Thanks, everyone who's done Super Chats today as well. Really appreciate that. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Plenty of watch-alongs and FIFA career mode to come. KFC for the first time in ages for Lauren. Lovely. McDonald's for Kofi. You see, where do you draw your line on this? Where do you draw your line on this? People are queuing at McDonald's drive-thrus in the UK for 2 to 3 hours to get a Big Mac and chips. I like McDonald's. I don't like it that much. I don't need to. The whole point about McDonald's for me is I can't be asked to cook. I'm just going to drive and get a drive-thru. It takes me 10 minutes to get there, 10 minutes to get back. On maximum 5 minutes waiting to go through everything. I ain't going down there for 2.5 hours to get a Big Mac. No way. I'm not that bothered. It's not that good. And it doesn't justify sitting in the car for 2.5 hours at all. It's not that good. It's just fast food. I think, a nice Indian takeaway or a Chinese is elite compared to a McDonald's. Even though it's probably about as unhealthy. Beans on toast for James Bellow. Well, it's a king. Beans on toast. There's nothing wrong with beans on toast if you're in the mood for it. It's brilliant. Got to be in the mood for it. Not normally a Saturday night tea. Cross comes in. Ooh, nearly 5-1. Flicked away header. Perisic has come on now for Bayern. I forgot they even had him. They've got people like Perisic on the bench. Did Perisic actually go to Bayern Munich or is he on loan from Inter Milan? He's too good to be on the bench, Perisic. I really wish United had got him when Mourinho wanted to get him that summer. Because he would have been brilliant at that age. I think he was 28. He would have been brilliant. He's still on loan. So he'll probably go back to Inter Milan, won't he? Fonzo Davies is coming off. Hernandez coming on. There's just got so much strength in depth by Munich as well. They've got players who would walk into the Leverkusen side and probably be their best player. What I don't know with the Bundesliga is I don't know whether they're still staying in hotels the week before games. I don't know. CG, you never told me which channel had all its videos removed, by the way.
Do you want to change your mind? He's like, I'm getting scared myself now. What's going on with this game? I'm sticking up for Lozano here. I mean, I've always liked Lozano, but what are you giving a penalty for, Ref? He's giving him death eyes. What are you giving a penalty for, Ref? Do you want to change your mind? He's like, I'm getting scared myself now. What's going on with this game? Yeah, the ref's forgotten what he's giving a penalty for here. They're just having a death stare, bottom left-hand corner. Look at the ref and Lozano. And Gomez is like, I ain't getting involved in this shit. This is big boy shit. Look at it.
5 minutes to go, everybody. I was just looking at Twitter there. I don't know what I was looking at. Nice little ball over the top. Now Diaby's in again. Take your chance. Too wide. He's done well. Oh, he actually did do quite well. And that's the difference, isn't it? You feel as if that's Kingsley Coman in that position. They score. Diaby's been in 3 times this half and he's put one over the bar. He's tried to chip Neuer badly on another one. And then there he's just got caught in 2 minds. Toliso's on as well now. Hope you're well, mate. Thoughts on João Felix, says the Kraken. A good player. Very good player. And I think he will become one of the best players in the world, actually, in his sort of number 10 position. Thanks for the contribution, Kamil Krostelski. I'm not doing a Dortmund watch-along, JBM. Nah. I can't, what I would say is I'm not that mad about German football. I like watching, one game, but I couldn't justify 5 hours watching German football, especially when Dortmund are at home to a team that's shit. I think one thing we have seen from the Bundesliga is that there's been very few shocks when it involves the big teams. Dortmund and Bayern tend to win every game, apart from when they play each other, don't they? So, but I hope Sancho gets a couple of goals. I love Zombie by Cranberries, Nathan. I absolutely love it. What a song. With their tanks and their guns and their guns and their guns in your head, they are fighting. What's in your head? In your head. Zombie, 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 oh. Somebody will be like, I've never heard that song in my life and I don't want to hear it. But rest in peace, the singer. She was very talented. I actually prefer Linger. I don't think it's called Linger, but if you will return, don't let it burn, don't let it fade. It's just your attitude, it's making me so rude, and it's all the same to you. I just wanna be with you. Very Irish, very good. I love it. I do like the Cranberries. There's another song they did as well. Come on, this has got to be a goal. Low, hit it first time. You bloody prat. He scored. He actually scored. It came across to him and I thought outside of the foot, edge of the box, bang it in. He took a few touches and went on in off his left. So it's 4-2 and they've got a goal back. Fair play to Bayer Leverkusen. They still look a good team. If you took the mistakes out of Leverkusen's game today, they might have got a draw. Bayern Munich have been efficient and clinical, and they've had the better players. Leverkusen have actually fought like underdogs, done quite well, been wasteful, and in attack and defence. I think they could have got something out of it. But it's the same as the Dortmund game in Bayern Munich. That one chance that Bayern Munich took and then Dortmund were just wasteful in the final third. I don't know whether it's a mental block these teams have when they play against Bayern Munich. Maybe it is. 25, a bit like me in a Champions League final. Although I won it last night, I still didn't play like I normally can. Kamil says that 25% of fans will be allowed in stadiums in Poland. Well, they're talking about doing that next season in September in the Premier League as well. Because to me, I think it's stupid. I think if you've got Old Trafford, which has got 75,000 capacity, and you're just saying we're not going to have anybody in, when you could have 30,000 in, social distancing, the problem is, which 30,000 do you pick? But I think that and I think for lower league clubs, it's a way of surviving, isn't it? Because they will be able to social distance. You can probably sit somebody and have no one in front of them and no one at side of them. So, yeah. How far will United be from the title if they get Sancho, says Arshik. Well, I still don't think United can win the title with Sancho. I still think there's a few people. There's a few clubs that are better as a team. Enjoy your raps, Mark, says Wyatt. Well, Wyatt, I'm going to enjoy Tombstone tonight, and you're in it, Wyatt Earp. But I will be live at 8 o'clock on the United stand as well. Looking forward to that. You can join me on that one. We've still got 4 minutes to be added on here. Do you guys have Mexican food in England, says Chev Gus? No, it's totally banned. No, we do. We do have Mexican. Let's have a look at what's going on in the Leipzig game. I presume they're still winning. Go up, not down. 1-1, Paderborn. So Leipzig have dropped points. And I tell you what, Leipzig have just missed an absolute sitter as well. I thought it was a defensive clearance. He put it over the bar. But Paderborn are going to get a point here. And it will all be on Upamecano. Paderborn going forward. He's still going. Still going. He's going to shoot from 30 yards. No, he's not. Oh, why didn't you take a touch? 3 minutes. It's quite exciting, this end here. Put him in. Werner, he's got to run at the back four here. He's all on his own. Oh, that's got to be a foul. The ref's not giving it. That's going to end in a draw. Exciting finish in that one. Still 4-2 in this one. Apparently Grealish has been playing FIFA and he scribbled out the team he was playing as. Well, remember when we had Lukaku and he was a United player and he didn't play as United, he played as Real Madrid. Bayern Munich on the attack here. And they're going to concede a corner. It's not Bayern Munich. Yeah, Bayern Munich on the corner. Leverkusen concede the corner. And Josh Healy said Manchester United play behind closed doors practice match at Old Trafford ahead of Premier League return. Bruno and Pogba are in different teams. I'd love to know what the score was, Josh. You know, Liverpool actually did that and they actually put the game on LFC TV. I think that would have been a great idea for United to do it. I would love to just watch a United game, whether it's however it works. 0-0 was the score, says Tony Garner, apparently. Cross for Bayern Munich. Punch by the keeper. Leipzig have drawn. And Ian Barron says, can you please send a shout out to Darlington FC who pledged 130,000 to boost the budget scheme. We are a 6th tier fan owned club. The money goes towards the running of the club. Well, a shout out to Darlington FC. Yeah, definitely happy to do that sort of thing for you, Ian. I haven't bothered to change the score. It is 4-2 to Leverkusen, but the game's about to be blown up, and it has. So it finishes 4-2. Again, not the result I wanted, but not the result that surprises me. Bayern Munich win 4-2 against Leverkusen. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Remember, we've got loads of watch-alongs coming up. If the Premier League comes back, we'll literally be doing back-to-back games. Sheffield United against Villa a week on Wednesday, and then Man City against Arsenal. Not Villa, be fucked if they did that. Oh, sorry. I've sworn. Sorry about that. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. 8 o'clock on the United stand tonight. I'll see you there. I'm back tomorrow with FIFA Career Mode. Which one will it be? We'll see tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for watching. Get your dinner down, yeah, and I'll see you on United stand at 8.